ఎలిజిబుల్ అవుతాం. ఎలిజిబుల్ అవుతాం. సో ఇవన్నీ వాళ్ళకి చెప్పు.
అవును, ఇదంతా వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యేలా చెప్పేస్తాను. మొదటగా ఒక జీమెయిల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాన్ని యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్గా మార్చుకోవాలి. ఆ తర్వాత ఛానల్ సెటప్ చేసి ఒక వీడియో పెట్టి దాన్ని పంచుకుంటూ 50 సబ్స్క్రైబర్స్ వచ్చేలా చూడాలి. రోజు షార్ట్లు చేస్తూ 50 సబ్స్క్రైబర్స్ వచ్చాక లైవ్ చేయడం ఎలిజిబుల్ అవుతాం. ఇలాంటి స్టెప్స్ అన్ని వాళ్ళకి తనకన్నాయా? చెప్పేస్తాను, చూసేయండి. ఇలా స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ వివరంగా చెబుతాను. మీరు చెప్పిన ప్రతి అంశం వాళ్లకు తెలుగులో అందంగా చెప్పి వాళ్ళు ఈజీగా అనుసరించేలాగా చూస్తాను. ఇంకేమైనా చెప్పాలి అనిపిస్తే చెప్పండి కన్నయ్య. చాలా సరే, నేను క్లియర్గా అందరికి అర్థమయ్యేలా చెబుతాను. ముందుగా జీమెయిల్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలో చెబుతాను. గూగుల్లోకి వెళ్ళి క్రియేట్ జీమెయిల్ అకౌంట్ అని సెర్చ్ చేసి మీ వివరాలు ఇచ్చి అకౌంట్ ఓపెన్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఆ జీమెయిల్ అకౌంట్తో యూట్యూబ్లో లాగిన్ అయ్యాక కొత్త ఛానల్ క్రియేట్ చేసే ఆప్షన్ ఎంచుకుని మీ ఛానల్ సెటప్ చేసుకోవాలి. అలా ఒక్కో స్టెప్ వివరంగా చెప్పేస్తాను కన్నయ్య.
సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనం యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటే, సో ఫస్ట్ మీకు ఒక ఐడియా రావాలి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ గురించి. సో ఇక్కడ మనం చూసుకుంటే ఏదైనా ఏఐ తీసుకుని గివ్ మీ అన్ ఐడియా టు స్టార్ట్ మై ఛానల్. దిస్ ఈస్ ఫర్ మై So if you పెద్ద సెటప్కి అయితే ఇవన్నీ కావాలి. చిన్న సెటప్కి ఇదంతా అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ ఫోన్ అండ్ ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది. సో మైక్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. So first video, my new YouTube journey begins. So చూసుకుంటే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనం సో ఫస్ట్ ఈ జీమెయిల్ ఏదైనా క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మీకు నచ్చిన పేరు, లైక్ యువర్ నేమ్ డస్టిన్. సో సో డస్టిన్ ఈజ్ మై సూడో నేమ్. సో నవీన్ డస్టిన్ 333. సో ఫస్ట్ జీమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి, పాస్వర్డ్ యూనిక్గా పెట్టుకోండి. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ సో లేటెస్ట్ మిక్స్ చేయాలంట. సో చూసి మిక్స్ చేసుకోండి, మంచిగా పెట్టుకోండి. సో ఇది కొత్త అప్డేట్. సో జీమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇలా అడుగుతుంది. ఏం చేస్తారంటే మీరు సో ఇది వేరే ఫోను. సో నేనేం చేస్తాను అంటే ఈ ఫోన్తో స్కాన్ చేద్దాం. సో ఇలా స్కాన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇట్లా వస్తుంది. సో రిజల్ట్ అని చెప్పి గివ్ మీ సెకండ్, ఇది కూడా లైవ్ పెట్టేస్తే సెట్ అయిపోద్ది. సో సిస్టమ్ నుంచి స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయడానికి ఇది ఓబిఎస్ స్టూడియో, ఈజీ వే టు దట్. స్టార్ట్ స్ట్రీమింగ్, మేనేజ్ బ్రాడ్కాస్ట్. సో యా, ఇప్పుడు చూసుకుంటే కొత్త ఛానల్ కాబట్టి సో మై న్యూ యూట్యూబ్ జర్నీ బిగిన్స్, ఇదే నేను పెట్టుకుంటున్నాను. డిస్క్రిప్షన్. సో ఇది లైక్ మనకిచ్చింది డైలీ షార్ట్ జర్నీ షార్ట్స్ పెట్టడానికి. కంటెంట్ ఏమో మై న్యూ యూట్యూబ్ జర్నీ బిగిన్స్, వాట్ ఐ లర్న్ టుడే, మోటివేషన్ రీల్స్, యువర్ వాయిస్, మన వాయిస్ తోటి, సేవి మీ చాయిస్, గోవింద, ఫిట్నెస్. సో ఇవన్నీ అసలు స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఈజీగా మీ నిచ్ ఏంటనేది చూసుకోండి, దాన్ని బట్టి మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. సో ఐమ్ స్టార్టింగ్ గోవింద రీల్స్ ఇప్పుడు. సో దేవుడి లైక్ మీకు నచ్చినవన్నీ మీరు సెట్ చేసుకోండి, ఓకే. అండ్ ఛానల్ నేమ్, సో గోవింద భక్త్, గోవింద డైలీ బ్లెస్సింగ్స్, శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర రీల్స్ హబ్. సో మీ ఛానల్ పేరు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి, ఛానల్ బిహేవ్ లైక్ మీకు నచ్చినవి లైక్ సెట్ చేసుకోండి ఫస్ట్, ఓకే. గివ్ మీ సెకండ్. యాక్చువల్లీ నేను చాట్ జీపీటీకి వచ్చింది. సో గోవింద డైలీ బ్లెస్సింగ్స్. Using AI to grow your YouTube channel, YouTube journey. If you want to keep only Govinda, this is the best. So నేను యా, సో భక్తి షార్ట్స్, భక్తి ఫ్యూల్, సో ఇవి ఇవి చూసుకున్నాం. టెంపుల్ వైబ్స్. సో ఫస్ట్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేద్దాం. ఫస్ట్ జీమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేద్దాం. ఎట్లా మళ్ళీ స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చెప్తున్నా. ఏ ఏఐ యూజ్ చేసినా సరే, చాట్ జీపీటీ, జెమినై ఆర్ పర్ప్లెక్సిటీ, సో మీకు కావాల్సింది ఏదైనా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో బెటర్ చాట్ జీపీటీ ఫర్ కంటెంట్, గూగుల్ జెమినై థంబ్నెయిల్స్కి యూజ్ చేసుకోండి, ఓకే. పర్ప్లెక్సిటీ ఏమన్నా లైక్ వీడియోస్, మీ దాంట్లో వీడియోస్ ఏమన్నా పోస్ట్ చేయాలంటే వితౌట్ వాయిస్ ఇది క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది. జెమినై, ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఏ ప్రో ఛానల్, సో ఇట్స్ బెటర్ యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ మోర్ వీడియోస్ లైక్ డైలీ 2 వీడియోస్, హ్యాష్ ట్యాగ్స్. సో టెంపుల్ వైబ్స్ ఛానల్, YouTube live, how to start YouTube. సో మీరు ఎలా ఇచ్చినా సరే మీకు అది మంచి లైక్ స్పెల్లింగ్స్ అన్నీ కరెక్ట్గా ఇస్తుంది. సో మనకు కావాల్సింది ఏంటి? టైటిల్, డిస్క్రిప్షన్, హ్యాష్ ట్యాగ్స్. హాయ్, వినిపిస్తుందా? సో మనం క్రియేట్ చేసేది ఇట్లా యూజ్ చేసి మనం యూట్యూబ్ టైటిల్, డిస్క్రిప్షన్, ఇవన్నీ మనం సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో న్యూ బిగినింగ్ విత్ మై యూట్యూబ్ జర్నీ. సో ఇట్లా సో 8 minute. So first either so in the next live Hi. So this is my first slide. So how to create a YouTube channel. Hi. I hope you hear my voice. Give me a second, I'll check it. Hello. Hi. So first we have to s- create a Gmail account. ఒకేసారి రెండు లైవ్స్ పెట్టొచ్చు, రెండు కాదు మూడు కూడా పెట్టొచ్చు. సో మనకి ఈ రెండిట్లో ఏది జాయిన్ అవుతారో వాళ్ళ ఇష్టం. సో ఇది వచ్చి లైక్ షార్ట్స్లోకి వెళ్తుంది, ఇది వచ్చి లైక్ డైరెక్ట్ వీడియో యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ అని చెప్పి చూపిస్తుంది. సో అది దిస్ ఇస్ మై ఛానల్. Hello. Sorry, like, I hope you hear my voice right now. Hello. Hello. హాయ్. సో డెసిమల్స్ చూసుకో. ఓకే. Coming to the topic, like first we have to create a Gmail account. ఇందులో ఒక క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్, సో ఒక నెంబర్, సో సేమ్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ లైక్ ఫోన్లో మనం ఇది స్కాన్ చేయాలి. ప్రజెంట్ ఇది వరకు ఓటీపీ అడిగేది, సో ఇది స్కాన్ చేసి ఇలా ఒక లింక్ వస్తుంది. సో ఈ లింక్ మీద ప్రెస్ చేయాలి. అక్కడ మనకి అప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది. సెండ్ ఎస్ఎంఎస్ మెసేజ్ సెండ్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ మనకు ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ సో ఇది స్కాన్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మనకి యూట్యూబ్ లైక్ ఒక జీమెయిల్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. సో దీంతో మనం ఛానల్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీరు జీమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలనేది ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం.
So today let us move to the next part of Java that we call advanced Java or Java EE. Java EE. Java EE stands for Java Enterprise. Java EE stands for what? Java Enterprise Edition. And the main use is Java EE is used to develop web applications and enterprise applications. Hello, Tia.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So what is the use of Java EE? Used to develop web applications and enterprise applications. Okay. So under Java EE, there are components of Java EE. They are web components, and enterprise components. There are two components under Java EE. They are web components and enterprise components. These web components are used to develop web applications. They are for what purpose? Used to develop web applications. And the components are servlets and JSP. These two comes under web components. So JSP stands for Java Server Pages. Okay. Coming to enterprise components, used to develop enterprise applications. And the component is EJP. Stands for Enterprise Java Pages. Okay. What do you mean by enterprise applications? When we say enterprise applications, these applications are more secure, distributed. Distributed means application to application interaction, then transaction management. These all features will be there when we go for enterprise applications. Mainly when we go with banking applications where we require more security, we go for enterprise applications. We call them as enterprise applications. And we develop these enterprise applications using EJP, but this is outdated. 10 to 15 years back only, people stopped using this EJP. So what we are using now means Spring. We are using Spring framework for developing enterprise applications. And for distribution, we go for web services. Okay. So we are not worried about EJP. So under Java EE, we will be learning two topics, servlets and JSP. Servlets will take 4 classes and JSP will take 3 classes. Now, whenever we go for Java EE applications are accessible by multiple clients, multiple users. And if you want to make your Java EE application to be used by multiple users, we need to deploy the application, means copy the application onto the server. So to work with Java EE, we require a server. Java EE applications are used by multiple clients. And in order to make the Java EE application to be used by multiple clients, we need to deploy, means copy. We need to deploy the application onto the server. So to work with Java EE, we require a server. And coming to Java, there are two types of servers. Coming to Java, there are two types of servers. They are web servers and application servers. Web servers and application servers. These web servers are used to develop web applications. They are for what purpose? To develop web applications. Means these servers can understand servlets and JSP. And the popular web servers are like Apache Tomcat. This is the most popular and widely used by many developers. Hadoop, JRUN, Jetty, like this. So these are the popular web servers. Most popular is Tomcat. Coming to application servers, used to develop web applications and enterprise applications. Used to develop web applications and enterprise applications. That means it can understand servlets, JSP and even AJB. Servlets, JSP and even AJB. Then, in the popular application servers are like Oracle Glassfish, Oracle WebLogic, IBM WebSphere, Red Hat, JBoss. These are the popular application servers. So in our course, we will be using this Tomcat server. And once we know how to download a server and how to configure a server in Eclipse, the same way we go with other servers. Whatever the server it may be, it will remain same. So when I configure Tomcat server in the next class in Eclipse, we can understand how to do it. I will be elaborating more on this. Now, let us begin with servlets. What is the use of HTML? Can anyone say? What is the use of HTML?
Standalone web pages.
Not standalone, static web pages.
Static web pages.
Okay. Standalone means independent. It means you cannot connect to other system at all. Independent. But web application means other people only will access. So we should say what? Static web pages. To go with the dynamic, we go for JavaScript. But by using JavaScript, connecting to databases, providing security, all these features will be difficult. That's a place where we go for servlets. You can say servlets are Java programs. Servlets are what? Java programs which are used to develop server-side dynamic web applications. Server-side word is important. Server-side. JavaScript is client-side, means the execution will happen on the client machine, only browser and only. But coming to servlets, the application will be running on server machine. Okay. To develop server-side dynamic, complete dynamic applications. We are having other technologies also, which are used to develop server-side dynamic web applications. Technologies used to develop server-side dynamic web applications. They are coming to Java, servlets and JSP. These two are comes under Java. Then other technology like ASP.NET related to .NET technology. Then we are having PHP, Django, using Python. Here we use Python code for this. Okay. Now, coming to servlets, let us go with servlets hierarchy. Very important program. Servlets hierarchy. Coming to servlets, the topmost interface under servlet hierarchy is servlet interface. Servlet interface. When we say interface, interface contains what type of methods?
Abstract.
Very good. eliminate, service, destroy, get servlet info, get servlet config, get servlet context. So these are the methods present in servlet interface, and all these are abstract methods. And these are what we are abstract methods. Then, under servlet interface, it goes with a subclass, generic servlet class. Under servlet interface, it goes with a subclass, generic servlet class. Today complete theoretical words only. Next class only we go with practical. Under servlet, it goes with a subclass, generic servlet class, and this generic servlet class implements servlet interface. And the diagrammatic symbol for implements is dotted triangle array. Implements. Right? So this generic servlet implements servlet interface. So when a class implements an interface, then in this class, the methods of servlet interface are overridden. So in this generic servlet class, all methods of servlet interface are overridden except the service method. Except the service method means the service method is still abstract here. The service method is what? Still abstract. Then, a small question here. If a class implements an interface, and if you are not overriding all the methods, then what keyword we have to use before the class? What keyword we have to use before the class? Core Java is very important. Yeah, very important. Abstract keyword. So Core Java is very important. You should never forget. So abstract. We have to use what keyword? Abstract before the class. So always remember, when a class implements an interface or when a class extends abstract class, and if you are not overriding all the methods, you should make the class as abstract. So this generic servlet is abstract class because service method is not overridden here. Then, under generic servlet, it goes with a subclass HTTP servlet class. Under generic, it goes with a subclass HTTP servlet class, and this HTTP servlet class extends generic servlet. So when HTTP servlet class extends generic servlet, in generic servlet, which method is still abstract here? Service. So this service method is overridden here. Service method is overridden. Even though service method is overridden, even though there are no abstract methods in HTTP servlet class, they made this class as abstract. The reason is, can we create objects for abstract classes? Can we create objects for abstract classes?
So we can't create a
We cannot create objects for abstract classes or even interfaces. So why they made this rule is, whenever a programmer wants to create a servlet, they cannot create servlet directly by using generic servlet or HTTP servlet class, because we cannot create objects. So in order to form a rule, whenever a programmer wants to create servlet, they have to create subclass of this either generic servlet or HTTP servlet. To form that rule only, they made these classes as abstract here. And when we go for HTTP servlet, we generally override two methods here. They are doGet and doPost. doGet and doPost. So what is this doGet and doPost? What is the difference? I'll be discussing in the next class. This is our servlet hierarchy. Slowly you will be understanding step by step. Let us move to the next one. Servlet architecture. Servlet architecture. Yeah. So whenever we go for servlets, we require a server. We require a server. And in server, we deploy the servlets. In server, we deploy the servlets. Now, so who is the client for web applications? So if I want to open gmail.com or amazon.com, what we have to open on our system? Which application? Very good. We have to open browser. So the client for web applications is what? Browser. The browser is the client here. Then from browser, whatever the data we are sending from browser to server, we use a terminology request. We call it as what? Request. Like example, when we open browser and type the URL like www.gmail.com, that means you are making a request to Gmail server. And what Gmail server is going to give back to you? It is going to display the login page. It displays the login page where we enter username and password. That we call a response. Okay. So once it gives response back to the login page, we type the username and password. When we click on login, the username and password will go as request data to server, and in response what we get inbox. So the data which goes from browser to server is called as request. The data which is coming from server to browser is called as response. Two important terms here. Okay. The next important one, servlet lifecycle. This is very important interview question. What is servlet lifecycle? Which methods access servlet lifecycle methods? So the meaning of lifecycle is a collection of methods. Lifecycle is what? It's a collection of methods which are executed in an order automatically. By the servlet container, means your server. We need not invoke these methods. We need not invoke these lifecycle methods that will get automatically invoked, that will get executed automatically. Those methods only we call servlet lifecycle methods. Then, which methods access servlet lifecycle methods is init. The methods of servlet interface. They are init, service, and destroy. These three methods are considered as servlet lifecycle methods. Okay. At what time which method will get executed? Init method. Init method is called only once. Only one time. Init method is called only once when servlet is loaded. So when you make a request to a particular servlet for the first time, so init method will get invoked. And what type of code we write in init method is, generally we establish database connections. So what type of code we write in this? We do database connection. Service method called for every request. Whenever you make a request, your service method will get invoked. Let me take some more examples on request. Like when we go with any banking application like citibank.com, you are making a request to Citibank. In response, it displays login page. Once we type username, password, when you click on login, it's a request. When you click on mini statement, it's a request. When you click on transfer funds, it's a request. When you click on payables, it's a request. So the logic behind your request, we keep it here in service method. Destroy method called only once when servlet is destroyed. Okay. And what type of could be written here. Generally, we close database relations. What type of could be written here? We do the closing operations. So I'll be elaborating this one practically when we go with third class of servlet. I'll be showing this practically by doing database connection. Now the next one, creating a servlet. Creating a servlet. So how to create a servlet is there are two ways. By creating a class which extends generic servlet class. By creating a class which extends generic servlet class, or by creating a class which extends HTTP servlet class. There are two ways of creating. Either you can extend generic servlet or HTTP servlet class. Let us initially see generic servlet class. Using generic servlet class. Just to create a class should be public because we access from outside browser. Welcome servlet extends HTTP extends generic servlet. So when a class extends generic servlet, see here, when a class extends generic servlet, which method we should override?
All method except service one.
All methods are already overridden, right? So which method is still abstract here? In generic servlet, which is still abstract? Service, right? Okay, all are already overridden. Only service is not overridden. So service is still abstract. So when a class extends generic servlet, which method we should override compulsory means service method. What we should say? Service, because still service is abstract here. So we override this public void service, which takes two arguments: servlet request, comma, servlet response. And this method throws servlet exception and IO exception. And in this method, we handle the request. The core logic behind your request, we write in this service method. Now, using HTTP servlet class. Using HTTP servlet class. So create a class, welcome servlet, extends HTTP servlet. So when we extend HTTP servlet, do we need to override any method compulsory? No, because it does not have any abstract methods. We don't have any abstract methods. But what I mentioned, when we go with HTTP servlet, we generally override two methods to get a to post. Like this. Public void do get takes two arguments: HTTP servlet request, comma, HTTP servlet response. And this method throws servlet exception and IO exception. And in this, we handle the request. Similarly, we can even override do post also. So when to think of to get and when to think of to post, I'll be discussing in the next class. Now, then when to think of generic servlet and when to think of HTTP servlet. So generic servlet was HTTP servlet. Generic, the word generic means different. So generic protocols like FTP, SMP, HTTP, etc. Whereas HTTP servlet is used only for HTTP protocol. It is only for HTTP protocol. And the expansions are FTP means file transfer protocol, SMTP means simple transfer protocol, HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. Right? So nowadays whenever we go with any web application, by default it goes with HTTP, and even the tools like Eclipse also will use HTTP. So in our course we will be using HTTP servlet to create servlets. One more note. Interface HTTP servlet request extends servlet request. Interface HTTP servlet response extends servlet response. So by saying this, we can easily say these are interfaces. Then what about these two? Servlet request, servlet response. Are they interface or class? Class. So what keyword we use between interface and class? Extends. Remember this. I've given this note. Class to class, which keyword we use? In between class to class, which keyword?
Extends.
Extends. Class to interface, which keyword?
Implements.
Very good. Implements. Interface to interface, which keyword? Interface to interface. Extends. Interface to interface extends. Interface to class. Interface to class not possible, goes with error. So we should not say this is what class. So by seeing this, what these are here? Interfaces, right? Servlet request and servlet response are what? Interface. Okay, interface to interface we use extends keyword. Interface to class not possible, goes with error. Got it, everyone? Right? Any questions up to here? No. Now to work with servlets, we require a server, and in our course we are going to make use of Tomcat server. So let us see today how to download and install Tomcat server, so that from the next class we use this Tomcat server in our applications. So today let us see how to go with Tomcat server. Download and install Apache Tomcat server version 9. How to do this one is just we have to go to search engine like Google and say Tomcat 9 download. We have to say what here? Tomcat 9 download. Let me show this. Open search engine like Google. And search here for Tomcat 9 download. So what you are the first thing you get here from Apache tomcat.apache.org, open this link. To work with, to download Tomcat server. In this page, you can find, to scroll down, you can find binary distributions. Under binary distributions, you can see tar.gz. This tar.gz is for Linux or Mac. If you are in Linux or Mac, you have to download this tar. tar.cz. Once we download tar.cz, we have to just to do extract, that's it. We have to extract, that's it. No installation. No installation. Or you can even go with 32-bit Windows zip or 64-bit Windows zip if you are having Windows operating system. When you go with the zip file also, only extraction, no installation. Then this one is installer. 32-bit or 64-bit Windows Service installer. This one, click to download. Let me go with the last one. Let me go with the last one. tar.cz or zip file, we have to just extract, no installation. Here it's getting downloaded, see? Right? So once the download is complete, we have to install it. But before I install in my system, already I'm having Tomcat server installed. Let me uninstall that first, so that I can install this. Let me uninstall Tomcat server. Go to control panel, uninstall a program, Apache Tomcat name, uninstall. Okay, there. Now let us install this. So click on the download file to install. Let's say run. Click on next button. Accept the license agreement. Next button. Then see this page is important. This window. Server shutdown port. It is going with -1, but it's not working. So I'm going with 1111. Then see the very important one, 8080. So Tomcat server will be running in a port number 8080. If one service runs in one port number, we cannot run other service in the same port number. If some other service is running in 8080 port number, then I have to change the port number here.